We begin here with our top story this hour. President Trump announcing these sweeping new tariffs. The president outlining the new policy from the White House Rose Garden, including a 10% baseline tariff on all countries set to go into effect in the coming days. The president spoke earlier while touting what he is calling Liberation Day.
For decades, our country has been looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by nations near and far, both friend and foe alike. American steelworkers, auto workers, farmers, and skilled craftsmen. We have a lot of them here with us today. They really suffered gravely. They watched in anguish as foreign leaders have stolen our jobs, foreign cheaters have ransacked our factories, and foreign scavengers have torn apart our once beautiful American dream.
Well, Trump also announcing reciprocal tariffs in what the White House is calling the worst offenders. You see the graph there. It includes roughly 60 countries. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang and Heather Boushey, chief economist for the Invest in America cabinet, joining us right now. So, Selena, first of all, the president, again, dubbing this Liberation Day, announcing these reciprocal tariffs. He's calling them kind reciprocal tariffs, though, as well as this baseline. But what are you watching for in terms of potential ripple effect?
Well, Kana, first of all, this is absolutely a political gamble on the part of the president. Now, he insists that there could be short-term pain for long-term gain. That's what he said in the past. But this is certainly going to hurt American consumers. We're expecting higher prices on everything from clothes, iPhones, groceries to cars. But it was notable that in his speech today, the president did not acknowledge the burden that these American families could face. And investors and businesses and consumers, they've all been on edge. There's been a lot of anxiety because we didn't exactly get more clarity from these tariffs in terms of what the future effect is going to be, right? We don't know how other countries are going to respond, if this is going to lead to a tit-for-tat trade war, or whether this is also the opening bid for a negotiation, or if this is the ending point. So still so many questions there. Now, the president insists that his tariffs are going to bring jobs and manufacturing back to the United States. He claims that this is going to stop other countries from, quote, ripping off the U.S. and taking advantage of the U.S. when it comes to trade. But shifting supply chains, building factories, this is a process that takes years, not just days or months, and something that costs billions of dollars. So there's going to be a lot of pain in the interim period, and it's not even clear if we have the labor and the capacity for all of those supply chains to move back to this country.
Well, and Heather, you penned an op-ed writing that Trump's Liberation Day, quoting you here, will only bring more chaos, will do nothing to bring back U.S. manufacturing. We heard the president today, as well as a member of the UAW, though, feel a bit more optimistic than that, especially in terms of the auto industry. They feel like essentially some things are already happening, and they feel like they're willing to accept some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Well, I think this is, and Selena summarized this very nicely. Where are we trying to go? What is the goal here? President Trump made the same promises in his first administration. He put in place tariffs. And of course, remember that one of the most important policies that he does is to give tax cuts to the wealthiest, which he did in his first term. He promised that that would lead to higher growth. He promised that that would lead to more manufacturing. And in fact, that's not what we saw. We saw the investment in the construction of new manufacturing facilities across the country fall slightly during the president's first term. And during the Biden administration, we took a very different approach. The president focused on trying to crowd in private investment, trying to make sure that markets were fair and competitive, looking at global trade, but also looking at market structure domestically, making sure that we were always keeping our eye on the ball on empowering workers and making sure that workers were educated and had these opportunities. Now, President Trump has done the opposite. He's only making things more expensive. But with the other hand, he's making it harder for workers to get their voices heard at work. He's gutted the National Labor Relations Board. He has gutted other services across government with Elon Musk's chainsaw that give workers and families and communities more voice. It's going to make it harder for communities to have the resources to make all the other investments that can help make manufacturing thrive. And of course, I worry that this is all a distraction from what is going on in the Senate right now, which is they are trying to move forward on their massive tax cuts for the very wealthy. So the typical American family is going to see their costs go up. Things are going to get more expensive because of these tariffs. The richest among us are going to get their taxes cut. And there's no guarantee that we're going to see the kind of thriving in communities across the country that the president claims. He doesn't seem to have even the concepts of a plan here.
Well, and the president instead declared this the Declaration of Economic Independence, and he's promising, as you pointed out there, he's promising to reduce taxes and pay down the national debt with this plan. It remains to be seen, though, because stocks took a bit of a tumble right after the announcement. Selena and Heather, our thanks to both of you.